Hello, and welcome to episode 8 of the Indie String podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome to new viewers and returning viewers. Hope you guys had a great week and are excited to sit down with me and knit a little bit. I'm excited to talk with you. It's Sunday night. With the help of fake lighting, it looks like the daytime, but it's pitch black at night. I was just telling my husband downstairs, I was like, I'll be back in about 45 minutes, an hour. I'm going to go do my podcast. I just put on, makeup so I look presentable. And he goes, I was wondering why you looked way better. The man has a way with words. It was just a joke. He actually didn't mean it. But hey, it was a good comeback, right? So I want to say thank you to everyone that has joined the podcast group on Ravelry. I'm super excited to see everyone introduce themselves and make comments on the podcast. It's really great. Even if you're just telling me what you like. I mean, first of all, great having good feedback, but second of all, I can integrate more of that into the show. So really thank you all for taking the time to do that. And so let's get right into it and let's go into work in progress. Only have one today. And this week I really didn't have that much time for knitting. So my stuff isn't great. But anyways, this is my Drifting by Cecily Graulich McDonald. There it is. And I am spot on with gauge. And I finally checked. So I put this down for like 3 days maybe. Because I was like, I don't know if my gauge is on. Because I did the one swatch that I showed you guys a few weeks ago and it was too big. So I just went down in needle size and, crossed my fingers. But it's spot on, thank goodness. So I'm good to go. But I wanted to show you before I separate for the sleeves. I don't know how long that's going to take me. The separating of the sleeves, of course, is going to be pretty quick. But after you separate these sleeves, I then have to go back and pick up like 60 stitches on both sides. And I think that's going to take me a little bit of time because I'm going to be anal. Because you're going to be able to see where you pick them up in the finished garment. So I need to be very purposeful when I pick them up. It's because I want them all to look the same, uniform, and lay a certain way. So when you look at it, it's a nice delineation, a nice line in your knitting. That's going to go almost, it's going to go like right here. So right on your front. So if you don't take the time to do it, you're going to look at it. It's not something that you can hide, and it's not something that you can block out. So, but so I held it so I can stop working on it, so I can go ahead and show you guys. It's great, of course. Once I do that, it should start to go pretty quick again, especially since it's the only thing on my needles right now. So I'm knitting that on size 4s. I did have to go down a needle size, and with a Little Red Bicycle in her merino silk. Oh. I'll show you the pattern again last week. It's not coming up on my iPad. But in her merino silk in the Spice Road colorway, and I'm knitting that for the Fat Squirrel Speaks Cal that she is going on this month and next month. So yeah, I'll get this done with plenty of time. Hopefully there'll be a lot more progress next week. Then I have nothing else on the needles. Is that exciting? It totally is to me. But what's coming up next is I'm going to knit. I'm kind of going out of order, but I want to talk about it because it's sitting here. The Bandana Cowl by Pearl Soho. I'm trying to get a good picture of it for you guys. That's what it looks like. And I'm very intrigued with this because I just want to show you the side. It is longer in the front and shorter in the back, so it doesn't have that bulk. And it would be a really good piece to be able to wear in the winter. So I'm going to knit it out of this yarn that I showed last week, which is that hand spun that I received in a swap. And I'm going to knit this for the A Knit Soul KAL she has going on this month. The pattern is by Pearl Soho, and it calls for a bulky weight. I don't really like bulky weight anything. I don't really knit with it that much. I think I have one skein in my stash is bulky. This is a worsted to light worsted. So what I'm just going to cast on more stitches. I'll just adjust the pattern. And this is a free pattern by Pro Soho. So gift yarn, free pattern equals awesome gift. I don't know. We'll see how it knits up. I'm pretty excited. I wanted something simple to be able to show off that stitch pattern. And in the Rab group, someone suggested a cowl. So I'm going to run with it. And I'm going to, that's the next thing I'm going to cast on. Hopefully that will only take me a few days. I should have that next week. Almost done, if not done. But if that is all I have going on, guess what? I finished something. Yay! I mostly finished it, so I'm counting it. Dang it. So I finished my socks. So this is my first one. Woo! And this is my second one. And all that I have left, sorry, I have my ends, is to Kitchener the toe, but all my toe pieces are done. So to tell you how much I haven't knit this week, it took me, I want to say 2 or 3 days to do the toe. Seriously, y'all, that's like an hour. And it took me 3 days. I mean, I have not been able to knit all weekend. This is it. This is all I've worked on all weekend, one toe. It's been crazy pants. You know, I worked today. That's part of it. And my husband worked yesterday, and that's part of it. But this has been kind of depressing. I mean, man, this is what I do for myself. But anyway, so I'll finish that up tonight or tomorrow night. I'll Kitchener that toe. And then I don't have sock blockers, so I don't really know what to do. I mean, I can block them and lay them out flat, but they're not going to look as nice with sock blockers. So I'm probably going to start researching that. So if anyone has like a good, like they love their sock blockers, they swear by them, let me know. Because this will not be my last pair of socks. It was really great and fun, but these are just a little bit too big for me. I did that on purpose. And they're going to actually go into the gift bin. So my first pair of socks ever are a gift. Aren't I awesome? These were knit if I don't say so myself. I'm pretty amazing. Don't you hate those people? But anyways, this was knit out of Fiber Knit Dye Works and her Bounce Base. I bought it like 2 years ago. I don't remember the colorway. I'm sorry. And I had quite a bit left over. I knit like a men's, I have a 9.5 foot. So I knit a little bit bigger than that, maybe a 10. But anyways, these are what I have left over. This is what I lost when I started the second sock to try to get the progression in color repeats the same. And then this is what I have left. So a lot more. Her yardage is good enough to do quite a big sock. So that's good. I never know, you know, it's my first sock. I'm assuming that most sock weights do that, but I'll give you enough. But, you know, I've been wrong before. But yay, so that's really great. I feel like at least I'm moving forward on something, right? And this is going to be a short episode because I'm 8 minutes in and I'm like half done. Whew. So spinning. I did not spin it all this week. This is the first time in like 16 months that I have gone a week without spinning. I usually spin every day to every other day. And so it seems like it has been an eternity since I spun anything. But I didn't have time to knit, didn't have time to spin. What are you going to do? An adult life, right? But hopefully the next few weeks I can get back to it. But yeah, so there's nothing to show for that. But so then what's up next? Few things. So let's do enabling. And then I have a few rants. Or just off topic, I guess. I don't even know if I should call them rants. Sorry, I'm all over the place this week. It's the way it is, y'all. But so I got my Fiber Club. This is Squish Fiber Club. And it is called, I'm going to Tender. These bits right here, this bit is a pink, a pale pink. And these lighter bits are like a dusty rose color, I guess. Very bright, lots of undyed section. And it is a BFL, which is a blue face Leicester. And I got 2 of these. So these bumps are 4 ounces, so I got 8 ounces total. And BFL is a great wool. There's been a lot of talk about BFL lately. I keep on hearing it. And I think it's because it's becoming more commercially available and more prominent in basically sock yarns, but it's a longer wool. And basically what that means is that the shaft of the hair is longer than, I would say, like a staple. Like merino is what a lot of things are compared to because it's most readily available. So a merino is shorter, which makes it typically softer. So BFL isn't as soft as merino, but since it's longer, it will wear lots better. Lots better. That's not a very good sentence structure, sorry. It will wear better than merino. And so it's used a lot for, like, socks are really good for it. Gloves, really anything, you can wear it. Anything with a lot of wear and tear or a lot of friction. So like under your arms, like so a sweater, and you move it, so it will pill less. Because pilling really is short hair fibers coming out, and then they kind of get wadded out. That's like a pill. It's a shaft of the fiber coming out. So if you can imagine when you have a piece of yarn, let's say this yarn right here, and I have, it's lots of little shafts that are then twisted together, and then those twisted singles are then twisted together again to make your yarn. So if I have a shorter shaft such as merino, I'm going to have lots more little shafts in here. So when I rub up against it, I'm hitting a lot more of them. So when I'm creating friction underneath my armpit or in my shoes, those are getting constantly hit. That's the ends of it. And so then they'll pill a little bit. They'll come out, the ones that are not as twisted. It's just basically a fact of the wool material, and they'll pill. And then when you see a lot of pilling, and it would take a lot, it can indicate, not always, but it can indicate a compromised structure. And so a lot of people will wear through the heel of their shoe or their sock, or maybe the bed in another place. And a BFL should hold up better just from the characteristics of this breed of sheep. But I don't, not that I'm, what can I say? I don't know what to compare myself to because no one I know knits. So I'm not really, I love merino and I think it's very soft, but I don't think BFL is something where I would say it's super coarse. I would not wear it on my skin. No, BFL, especially a good quality BFL, is to me just as soft as a merino, especially like once you get it down to a yarn form. I can tell the difference, but minimally. And that's me saying, here's a piece of BFL, yarn, and here's a piece of merino. But if I had them independently spaced apart, a day apart, would I be able to tell? A little bit, but not enough to warrant, saying that it's awful. I actually really like BFL. And to spin, it's super easy. Spins are right up. Okay, so I got that, and then I made one purchase this week. Oh my goodness. I swear my nose does not itch until I start this podcast. So I got a new to me dyer, and I have been wanting to try her for quite a bit, and I'm very excited. It is Western Sky Knits, and this is called Fruity. Let me try to get it in a good place for you. It is a merino, superwash merino, and silk blend. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. It just made me happy when I pulled it out, like such bright, wonderful colors. Her shipping was excellent. It was very fast. The packaging of the material was really good. What can I say about it? I'm excited to try it. I haven't spun it, so of course I can't speak to that. But so far the experience has been great. Cannot complain. It's so scrunchy. So that's what I got this week. That was a good week, right? And then what it's kind of supposed to be in what's coming up, but seriously also kind of in rants and raves, so I kind of put it in this section. So if you don't like it, you know. So my mom, who's a lovely individual, I got a text saying your cousin's bridal shower is going to be in August. Now, my cousin has been engaged for not an exorbitant amount of time, but a little bit. You know, enough that it makes you feel like you got a lot of time. And then you let that time go by, and then you're like, oh crap, I really got to start knitting. So that's where I am in the oh crap phase, where I have to start knitting. So there's a few things that I offered. I offered to knit her a wedding shawl. She's not really a shawl person, and I don't. Her wedding's going to be in June, so I doubt she'll even use it. I think that it will most likely be more of like an heirloom piece. So I'm going to knit something really simple, and I haven't discovered what that is going to be for sure yet. She doesn't like lace, so that's difficult. But so why am I talking about it if I don't even know what I'm going to knit? Because I decided, because I'm crazy, that I'm probably going to at least try to knit her 2 shawls. And the reason for that is that I want her to have something that she can have an heirloom, right? That she can give to her kids that is beautiful and unique, right? And if she wants to wear it, great, she can wear it. But I wanted to give her something more funky. She's a young 20-year-old. She's cute as a button, super just tiny, and she really is just a kind spirit. So I was thinking about making her 2. And so I pulled apart my yarn room. Seriously, it's a disaster in here. Now, a disaster of wonderfulness because I can see all my yarn, because usually it's in tubs, but still a disaster. And this is what I found, which is kind of wedding appropriate, a little bit. This is called Winter. Is it called Silence? Yeah. And this is by Becoming Art. So pretty accurate. Just being quiet so you can, you know, absorb the yarniness. But they are like a cream or undyed section with gold, brown, gray, and then she like speckled it with blue and turquoise. And there's some purple, I think. Yeah, purple specks. So awesome. They match really well. I have 3 skeins, and this is in the Agave fingering base, which is a 70-20-10, 70% merino, 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon. This is actually one of my favorite yarn colors she has. And this is the only large quantity I have of it. I think this is the only thing I have of it. I have it in fiber, but so I'm going to sacrifice for the good deeds, and I'm going to knit her up. And so I'm going to knit it up into a square shawl. Now she did request that I do a square one. So I'm going to knit 2 square ones. And this one actually just came out, and it's called Tilt. And it was in the Brooklyn Tweed. Is it 5 now? And this is what it looks like. So that's out in the clothesline. Isn't that cute? Pretty, you know, just plain, but in a different way. No one's going to have it. And ideally, I would like to knit it in a solid yarn. But I don't have anything that's going to work with her color selection, basically. And so I'm going to try to knit out of this. I think because the lace is so distinctive that the variations in yarn and then the color should not be masked, but they shouldn't overshadow. I'm hoping that it's a good pairing, that they complement each other well. So what I'm going to do is this week I'm going to bust out the cowl in this, which actually is going to go in the gift bin, I think. We'll see. It's summer, so I can pretty much say that about anything at this point. Wintry, and say, oh, well, next winter when I really want to wear something new and different, I'll probably pull half of them out. But for right now, good intentions. So I'm going to bust out this cowl, and then after I get done with that, I'm going to put this on the needles. So I need to have this done by August, one of two. So really, I need to have this hopefully done by June. So the other one I'm going to knit. Someone tell me what a good yarn is. I'm going to have to purchase the yarn. I need it to be available in a gray. I would like it to be indie dyed because that's the way I roll, yo. Sorry, that made me laugh. Anyways, and I would like it to be something that's different. I found one that's 70% Angora and 30% silk. And it's really intriguing to me. I think that would be great. But I haven't ever felt that. Angora is really soft. I guess I just don't know the quality of it. I don't know why I think that there might be guard hairs in it. I don't know. And it's going to be pretty fuzzy, right? I don't know. I'm just so undecided. I'm waffling, right? 'Cause I feel like it's like a big decision. And I need a lot of it. And I don't want it to be cob weight yarn, you know, like a thread. Like that's not going to go, yo. That's not going to happen. So I'm hoping to like a normal lace weight to a light fingering yarn and probably, I don't know, like 1,500 yards. Something that's good. So if you have any suggestions, if anyone knows anything, and you knit with something and you love it, dude, post it in the Rav group. Let me know. I'll totally check it out because I need to get that in like the next month or two and try to figure it out. I am going to the Black Sheep Festival in June, and I was really thinking about maybe just like holding off and just seeing what they had there. But that makes me really nervous because if I can't find anything there, then I have to go back and I got to research and then I have to order online. That'll take me a week. Let's be honest. It'll totally take me a week. And then I'm only going to have a month to bust this out for her bridal shower. Dude, that's an accident waiting to happen. So I'm trying to be proactive. That made me think of the Proactiv, you know, face wash commercial. That's right. So other than that, I don't have really any good stories this week. It was super boring. All I did was work. But on a good note, I'm a week away from being halfway there. So almost halfway there. So my husband says when he was little, he used to always ask his dad, are we there yet? And he goes, oh, another hour and we're halfway there. Then he would ask in a few more hours. He's like, oh, you know, when they drive into Florida, you know, they're going somewhere that's 8 hours away. He's like, or 16 hours away by car. Are we there yet? Oh, an hour and we'll be halfway there. It was still like any time. It doesn't matter if you were 10 minutes away. That was what he would always say. So now when I say in a week, I'm halfway there. It's all I can hear in my head. It's my father-in-law saying, in an hour, we'll be halfway there. But I am looking forward to being at least moving forward. Sometimes I think it's hard. It's like Groundhog's Day, you know, and anything in life, you kind of feel that way. But when you're busy and the stacks never decrease and the workload never goes down and there's always more behind it, like a floodgate, and you're always feeling this pressure, it's good to know that you at least can mark the time, right? Should be almost halfway there for the really big section of it. Not that I will slow down after that, but it'll just be a different type of work. And then, okay, so then today's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I hope that you were able to spend it with the people that you love. And if you aren't a mother yourself, that you were able to spend it with your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, whoever you feel closest to and who gave you motherly advice and love when you were younger. So, I got to work on Mother's Day, which really blew the big one. But after I got home, my husband's like, well, what do you want to do today? And I was like, really? It was scorching. It was 80 some degrees and no wind in the sun. And it's weird. It's not usually this hot here, especially this soon. And it's not hot enough to go boating because the water is still freezing. So we can't go boating. We can't really cool ourselves off. So it's this, although I'm not going to complain, man, not complaining at all. But we were kind of just a little bit limited. Typically, we would have gone boating. So I told my husband I wanted to go to the park. And he's like, okay, so we're getting ready to go to the park and getting my daughter and her sandals and everything. And I said, oh, man, can I bring my knitting? I mean, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday, and I haven't knit all day. So I would really like to bring it. And he said, really, you're not going to have any time. And I'm like, well, I'm going to be sitting on a bench in the park. I mean, man, it's prime knitting time. And he says, I'll tell you what, you can bring your knitting if I can bring my fly fishing stuff. Because that's what one of his major hobbies is. And I'm like, there's no water there. There's no river, no lake, no reservoir. What are you going to fly fish in the parking lot? And he's like, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's a good analogy, but I can't do my hobby and I'm going to have to sit there and watch Jillian so you do too. It's just like, no, I'm grabbing my knitting. And it's Mother's Day and I want to knit. Dang it. I'm going to knit. I actually didn't grab it because it was so hot outside, but it was just so funny. We ended up laughing about it quite a bit. He's like, I thought it was a really good analogy, I'm not going to be able to do anything. And I'm like, well, I did pick a hobby that was extremely, portable for a reason. And that's all that happened this week. No big stories. I'm talking kind of fast and I apologize, but I want to again thank everyone for watching. I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. If you have suggestions for the yarn that I could use for that shawl, leave them in a message on my blog, or feel free to come over to the Ravelry group and find us there. Join and tell me what you think. And if there's any sock blockers that are awesome. I'm going to be honest, I'll take plain Jane ones, especially if the price is right, dude. Totally whack out on that. But if there's like cool ones, I'm only going to get one pair of sock blockers, right? So if there's, moderately more expensive, not outrageous, and, they're quirky and fun like me, then bring it on. All right. Thank you guys. You make me look forward to this every single week, and I'm really just so grateful that I'm able to do this and that, there's someone watching. So you guys have a great week. Bye, y'all. And, sorry. Knit with love. Bye.